Thank you very much, fellow Africans, and welcome to today's episode of the Change for African campaign. So, fellow Africans, being on Tuesday is all about our second pillar of the Change for African campaign. And to help us exemplify our 97th episode of the Change for African campaign, as usual, as we had said before, that in our last 5 episodes of the Change for African campaign, towards the 100 episodes or the 100 daily episode of the Change for African campaign, will be the Sustainable Development Goal number 17. The Sustainable Development Goal number 17, all about the partnership of the goals. The United Nations came up with the goals since then, around 10 years ago. So in our daily episode of the Change for African campaign, we have been using this for some time to help us go through our 5 pillars, because we believe once we're able to realize the connection between our pillars and these goals and all the aspirations of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, of the aspiration of the Africa Agenda 2063, and also the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that we've been speaking about for so long, we are going to have a greater global society and more so a greater Africa. So fellow Africans, the partnership of the goals times the potential. Remember, our second pillar of the Change for African campaign is all about the potential that we have as an African continent. So, do we believe we have the potential? It is true, we have the potential. Whether you believe it or not, we have the potential as Africa, because we are Africans and Africa is our business, so we discuss Africa. So we have potential in so many ways. Don't we have potential of having the potential of Africa being having no hunger? Don't we have the potential? We have the potential that hunger is an issue of concern in Africa, but can't we eradicate hunger? Can't we do away with poverty? Can't we, roll out, ways in which we're going to have a society that is good, a society that has good living standards? Can't we have a society, an African society, that is able to utilize everything it has just for the betterment of its people? We have that potential as Africa. So the very thing we are calling about, remember, this is a very, very complex, the problem in which Africa finds itself in today, it is a very complex. We are in a quagmire as Africa. It is a very complex problem. So you realize that it won't be simpler. The solutions towards curing these problems are not very simple. We are looking for very strategic solutions, and getting solutions starts with putting across the strategies, some pragmatic things in place so that you can be able to get the solution. And some of the pragmatic steps or eyes that we put across is, first, number one, civilization. That is what we've been doing. The 100 episodes, it's all about civilization. That is just the beginning of things. So speaking about the potential of Africa and the need for the partnership to come across, now trying to take the reference of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 17, that the partnership of those goals form a very huge, they form a very huge solution, because the goals address, or the goals are pointing out the problems that the world is facing, meaning if those goals are able to be addressed or able to be implemented and executed in the manner that is supposed to be, meaning the world would have cured a very huge number of problems. So these are things that are alive and well. Africa has a potential in terms of us being able to now come together, partner, as Africa, partner as the young people of Africa. The partnership is calling upon us, and then the partner at times, once we partner, now the potential is able to be unleashed, because now we are partnering knowing we have a potential. But the problem is what? We have not taken the step of coming together as a continent, as a continent that understands we have a potential, but then we are not reaching or unleashing the potential. We'll only be able to unleash the Africa's potential once we are partnering. Partnering in terms of we partner for the sake of those goals. We partner for the sake of the civilization we've been doing. We have been civilizing people of Africa about so many things. So partnering will enable Africa to be able to unleash its potential. So these are things that are alive and well. These are real things as Africa. And partnership of these goals, all the way from number 1 to number 16, and number 2, we have spoken about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We have spoken about the Africa Agenda 2063, about the African Union. All these things, they need partnership, because all these unions, all these strategies, all these plans that have been put in place, the plan of action that have been put in place, they cannot be executed by one person. But Africa needs to be on its toes. We need to be, our heads need to be high, our heads need to be tall, because we are in a jeopardy. We are, when you continue to be this way, we will be jeopardizing Africa. But then that is not supposed to be the situation of Africa. We are a land of great potential, and everything is possible in Africa. So, fellow Africans, allow me to end at that point. That was our episode number 97. Let us meet tomorrow on Wednesday as we discuss about episode number 98, all about our third pillar of the Change for African campaign, about the African resources. Thank you and have some great time. We have the potential. Let us partner. Thank you.